a valiant soldier in the ranks. We've lost him to the female trickery of feminism, but it's okay. We're gonna keep on pushing.
What's my mouth? It's your boy Laughs. I made looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. Putting it in your face.
Oh, that was crazy. That's not where I thought he was going.
Whoa. I ain't got no problem with dark-skinned girls. I bang them all the time. Wait, hold on.
How have you done it, Joe?
Yo, what's good? Back again, like we never left with another episode of Make It Make Sense. I'm your host, the one and only Monterey Hudson, aka Boston, to the top. And I'm joined by another duo of dastardly opinions. First and foremost, we do have Draymond's therapist. It is the Hollywood Sensei.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy, Hollywood Sensei, fresh off of that Welcome to Hollywood. You know what I mean? Go check that joint out. We here to talk the NBA playoffs. Kendrick is scared. He's scared of Drake. Those bars are too heavy for him. Man.
He goes through blasphemy. And of course, we're also joined by a mixture of Woj and JJ Redick, analyst himself, Zelmay.
Listen, we are here to slander Doc Rivers. That's the only goal we have. That's the only goal we will ever have. It's been my goal since 2004, and it will continue to my goal till this man never has a job in the NBA again.
Well,
him and Jeff Fisher, I finally got rid of Jeff Fisher. It took 12 years, but we got rid of him.
Well, if you missed the theme is simple. Playoff basketball has arrived. We are finally here. It's taken us 82 games over the course of a long season, but we have our playoffs. We have our brackets. They are set up. They are prepared. First and foremost for our brackets, we do have to make sure they acknowledge the fullness of the entire bracket. First and foremost, including the play-in, who we knew have 9th and 10th seeds and 7th and 8th seeds. They had to do, go and do the roundup. And as a result of those 4 games between the Kings, Warriors, New Orleans Pelicans, Lakers, Bulls, Hawks, and the 76ers and the Heat, we have our top 8 as we will give it to you here. The 8 seeds. And luckily, some of those games are going on even as we speak currently right now.
Yeah, Orlando Magic has beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, Cleveland Cavaliers beat Orlando Magic. I said that wrong. The 76ers is up by double digits so far on the New York Knicks. Well, 9 points now on and the Phoenix Suns got blasted by Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis looks like a superstar. Anthony was like, Durant, come here. I'm the new Mike Jordan. What Drake said, I'm the new Mike Jordan. He's like, I'm the new Mike Jordan.
So
I ain't never seen nobody call Kevin Durant out like this. My man said, I got you.
I mean, Durant put up 30 plus. Like, it ain't him.
I'm talking about the offense, telling him to come here on defense. Come here.
Oh, yeah. But
come here.
Either way, we're going to go through these series. We're going to give you some predictions. And, of course, you see we do have some biased team fans under me, including right here as our very own host. So we will go through these series first and foremost. We do have the Thunder and the New Orleans Pelicans. No Zion Williamson, at least in the early goings of it. I'm feeling, honestly, it might be a sweep. I ain't gonna hold you, but you know, I'm gonna just say a sweep. I ain't gonna lie. Without Zion, I don't really think they have much of a chance at all. Hollywood Sensei, aka Draymond, what you saying down there?
Boston versus Miami. No Jimmy Butler.
Oh, we're on the left. Thunder and Orleans. Thunder and New Orleans.
Shut up.
Thunder and New Orleans. I'm gonna go. I think OKC wins it in 5 or 6. I think New Orleans can get a game or 2, but OKC just, they're the better team. I mean, we don't know if Zion's going to be healthy for the whole series. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take the Thunder in 5 or 6 games.
I got a sweep. He got 5, maybe 6. Zell, what you looking at?
I'm looking at, I think B.I. could get them one out. B.I. is a great player, great scorer. Baby Durant, the beta version of Durant, which ain't bad because if you was been about it, Durant is a good one. They have some great guards out here in New Orleans, as we saw in the last game. They can get buckets. We thought that Sacramento could get them, but they got some good guard play. But at the end, Shy and Chet gonna be too much. Without Zion, at least giving a body on Chet, they seem to be not as good. Chet gonna bring him old boy out to the 3-point line, so he can't dominate the paint. I'm gonna give Shaq gonna be too much from that. Yeah, I get OKC in 5.
Right, so nobody really believing in the Pelicans, especially without
Without
Zion.
Zion to not put a body on Chet gonna be tough. That's just too tough, man. Unless we believe in CJ McCollum gonna take over that role? Because I don't think Zion come back to the minimum game 6 if he was to come back.
It's a little late for me to believe CJ McCollum gonna take over something. It's a little late in his career for that. But, you know,
Can we turn on CJ McCollum?
a little late for that in my opinion.
I think he gonna score. I think him and B.I. gonna do well. But I'm talking about can he just take over? Can he make up some of those stuff?
So he's gonna have to. If they want to win, they're gonna need him to be one of those top scorers on the team. He's gonna have to.
I don't know if it's gonna be enough to make up for it. I don't know who can hold SGA. I don't know who can hold it.
Either way, that's one. Let's go down to what might be the most anticipated series of the entire first round. This Clippers Mavericks round 3. We have Luka, Kyrie going at it against. I'm not really sure who's going to be playing for the Clippers because they seem to be having injury problems again. Kawhi, status unknown. James Harden, I think he just got confirmed to be in the lineup. And, of course, Paul George holding it down. I can't hold you. If Kawhi is not playing, I don't think they have a chance. I just can't see it. Like, they need Kawhi. They need all those superstars because, you know, it's a little bench light. I really think they need Kawhi's, you know, superstar potential. I think they need the defense. I think they need him playing. With no Kawhi, I don't think no chance. You know, Paul George might be able to squeeze him out one with, you know, a ball of 40 point game. You know, you can't depend on James Harden, you know, not in the playoffs. So I don't say they're losing 5 if Kawhi's not there. If Kawhi's there, if he shows up miraculously, you know, can play good effort, I think they go 7 games, go either way. But without Kawhi, I think they lose 5. Hollywood, what we got for you?
All right. I am a Mavericks fan, so I mean, I was going to choose the Mavericks regardless. But, I mean, they have given us a lot of trouble in the past. You know what I mean? But the health is definitely a factor for the Los Angeles Clippers. Are you going to have Kawhi? Is Westbrook going to be available? Harden, those type of things. You know what I mean? And in the past, you know, it was just Luka. Like, I mean, we had Luka, an occasional appearance from Porzingis when he was there, and then, you know what I mean, now you got Kyrie Irving to back that up. You know what I mean? And plus we have been playing better defense with Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington added to the lineup. So, you know what I mean, I'm taking the Mavericks in 6 games.
We got Mavericks in 6. I got Mavs in 5 with no Kawhi. JJ Woj, what you got for me?
With Kawhi, I actually got the Clippers winning in 7, but without Kawhi, I think they win. I think the Mavericks win in 6. If Kawhi don't come back to game 4 or 5, I think Paul George, Westbrook, and James Harden, I think their veteran leadership and Tyronn Lue as a coach can get them 2 games. And a team that's for the most part undersized in a lot of ways, but even though they do have size, I'm talking about just girth wise. Luka pretty big boy, but Luka gonna be Luka without Kawhi there is gonna eat them alive. So I think they're gonna score a lot of points. But I think with all the veterans, they can get 2 games. But like I said, it's gonna be either depending on when Kawhi come back. If he can come back in the first 2 or 3 games, I think Clippers can upset them in 7. But if not, I gotta go with Mavericks in 6.
Let's move down. As we already hinted earlier, the Suns are already down 0-1 to the Timberwolves. Yeah. That boy Anthony Edwards decided to put on the show, say he is here for the playoffs, put up a 30 bomb. Durant showed up with his own 30 bomb, but unfortunately, Beal and especially Booker couldn't rise to the occasion this particular game, and they took that 0-1 L in Minnesota for game 1. I wanted to pick the Suns for this particular series, but that was the only thing if Booker and everybody can be ringing. But it's making it look like if they're not hitting shots, then they just can't really do much. I mean, Nurkic was trying to give them whatever they could. The game was within 10 for most of the time up until like the end was in my pocket. So I gotta be honest with you, the Timberwolves just seem more like a complete team, especially with Karl Anthony Towns coming back into the lineup. And so he didn't even go off yet. So I don't really think they have good matchups for the front court at all. So at this rate, I see the Timberwolves winning in 6, unless Book, Book, Durant, Beal, unless they just put on a show. I think they go down in 6. I'll be real with you. Draymond's the therapist. What you got for me?
I'm going to take Minnesota in this one. You know what I mean? I think they learned from the Memphis series. You know what I mean? Close this joint out. I haven't trust Phoenix all year. You know what I mean? We have not seen Booker, Bill, and Durant play together much. They don't really have an inside presence besides Nurkic. So Karl Anthony should be able to dominate. And then who they got on their bench? Grayson Allen? Who? You know what I mean? Bo? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Minnesota just seemed like the more complete team, the better team. I think they win this joint at 6.
I got 2 6s. Zell, what you got for me?
I got Minnesota in 5 because the Phoenix don't play defense. Let's say you do get a great game from Book and Durant score 50, and Karl Anthony Towns because you don't have nobody to guard him going to score 40 apiece, and then you have Mike Conley who's a solid player that's going to get you 20 on this side of defense. Rudy Gobert had 14 today. Come on, listen, they have no size. Kyle Anderson, a great defensive player. Nickeil Alexander-Walker had 18 today. Everybody getting buckets. It was a bucket part of the day. Naz Reid had 12. They had everybody in double digits. Anybody that wanted to get to the basket could get to the basket. And Durant, who is their best defender by far, is on Ant getting 8 alive. So even if they do both score 40 and go off, and Booker not 100%, even if they do it, you still probably going to lose one of those 2 games you do it. So I'm going to have to go 5 because they don't have defense enough they have to do that to win. And I think they're going to do it twice, and I think they're going to still lose one of those games because, of course, we got people like Naz Reid going to probably score 15 in that game. Because, again, it's an open lane to the basket. It's like a freeway.
Brutal. And finally, for the West, the final first-round matchup. We got the run back from the Western Conference Finals last year. We have the Nuggets and the Lakers. If Murray's playing, I think the Lakers lose in 5. I'm just going to be real with you. We've seen last year, the teams haven't changed. The makeup of the teams have not changed really at all. Yeah, D'Angelo Russell stepped up definitely more on his presence, but in the playoffs, he hasn't been known to be a good playoff performer. Last year was horrible. So he's definitely going to be an X factor for them because I don't think Bron and AD by themselves. AD already isn't necessarily dependable, 100%. He's had a good season. We can say that for him. No extended leaves, but we already seen last year they can't hold Joker. And Murray, we know for a fact, rises in the playoffs. That he is a playoff performer. So as long as Murray is there, I think they lose in 5. I don't really see them stopping Joker. Murray just goes off like normal. I don't really see the Lakers having the defense needed to shut them down. They didn't have it last year. So I really can't say they have it this year either. So realistically, I think they lose in 5 if Murray's there. If Murray is not there, we have seen that the Nuggets are not the same team without their number 2 scorer. They literally might lose in 5 if Murray is not there. If Murray's there, I think they win in 5. Murray not there, I think they lose in 5. Hollywood, what you got for me?
You know what I mean? My smart basketball mind is telling me, realistically, that Denver should win the series in 6. You know what I mean? 6 games, Denver should win the series. But I'm going to be a wild card. Fuck it. I'm taking the Lakers in 7.
Oh, boy.
You know what I mean? I'm going to take the Lakers in 7. I think LeBron and AD are going to be the best players in this series. You know what I mean? I think they're going to take it personal that they've lost to Denver 8 straight times. And they're going to come out and they're going to win this series. You know what I mean? LeBron's going to, he's been saving it for the playoffs. He's going to turn it on at the right time. And I got the Lakers in 7. And they start with tonight by winning game 1. I think they go into Denver tonight and they take game 1. So I'm taking the Lakers in 7.
We got the run back. Zell, what you doing?
Listen, I got Denver in 6. I'm just gonna be honest. The Lakers, I thought they had a chance in this series if they would have got Dwight Howard back, because he's the only person I've seen in 4 playoff seasons to irritate Joker. And I don't know why nobody would sign him to mess with him, but no one seems to want to. We got to ask questions about that, because the last time Lakers won a championship, they beat Denver. And how they beat them? Dwight Howard annoyed this man to no end. So I don't know why they didn't do it, but I do think LeBron. I can never give LeBron. I can never say LeBron and AD. AD been healthy most of the season. I can never say they're getting swept. I refuse to say that. But so I got to give them 6, because just out of respect for LeBron and AD, 2 Hall of Fame players, and Austin Reeves coming on, and if D Russell playing like he been playing at the end of the season, they gonna get 2. I have to go with that. But again, I just don't see. I see Jokic making AD play every other game, because we know how he get in the playoffs. Yeah, every other game, nigga. And he gotta hold him. So every other game, he gotta hold him. So he gonna be. You'll get that 40-point game. You'll get that 2-point game. So I'm going Denver in 6.
Well, that's it. And
my take is, before we get to Western Conference, can you share the screen I got?
oh boy.
This is Anthony Davis telling Kevin Durant, "I am the future." Anthony Edwards, I keep saying but Anthony Edwards is telling Kevin Durant, "I am the future," and the future is now. Shout out to him. I love that game. That game was hype. Wasn't that great game,
But while we're on the subject, before we leave the West, you do have to remember that there were a couple teams eliminated in the West. We might as well speak on a little bit of their outlook on the way out. First, we do have the Sacramento Kings. The fall from grace was pretty heavy. Last year, I believe they were 3rd. I think they were 3rd in the Western Conference last year, if I remember right, 3rd or 2nd, one of those two. They had fallen from there to play in and then eliminated by. So, what's the outlook for the Kings? Free agency, their look next year. I mean, to me, I just really think they were missing Malik Monk. They were missing Herter. They were missing them pieces really, really badly. De'Aaron Fox just couldn't carry by himself. So I don't really think they need to change up much. If they get them pieces back, run it back, a little bit more experience, I think they'll hold their own. So I think they're really missing them pieces. What you got for me, Hollywood?
Yeah, Kings, I think they like one more player away. I mean, one more player, a couple more veterans on the bench. I think if I'm the Kings, you solid with De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. That's a solid 1-2. Now you need that third person. You know what I mean? And when I think about niggas that's going to be free agents this summer, or just trying to add somebody else to the roster, if I was them, I would try to get like maybe a Klay Thompson or a Chris Middleton. You know what I mean? Somebody that can shoot and be a third option. You know what I mean? Like somebody like that to, give you some extra points. Because, like you said, they missed Malik Monk. They missed Kevin Herter. I mean, and probably another ball handler. I think you need somebody else behind De'Aaron Fox.
Two guards. So, JJ Woj, just thinking about the Kings.
I think they need more size. I think they need more physicality. They really small, even with Malik Monk, who's a scorer. They have to outscore teams. Their defense is about last in the NBA because they have to outscore you. They are a very small, skinny team with no physicality at all. If they can get you running, they can beat you, which makes them always a threat, which Golden State learned when Klay Thompson kept missing all those threes and it was bouncing off the rim so hard they go to half court to the point they can run all the way down the court and straight layups because they can do that. But I think Sacramento just got to get size. That's the one thing they really lack. Some more physicality. Make a few more adjustments to make up for their weakness from their coach, and I think they'll be pretty good. The NBA going young, as we can see with OKC and Minnesota now. So a very young league now. Jason Tatum and all them boys, Anthony Edwards is a very young league. So that what makes this playoffs the most interesting because all the teams we expect to be there are all old. Like the Lakers, the 8 seed, Golden State is out. No Spurs from all them years. They got a young boy that's coming up. We got the Magic. We got the Thunder. We got Minnesota. We got the Pelicans. Like these are teams that are showing up now. So I think Sacramento can be in that race. They just gotta get some size on them. Maybe get some few more of them Euros in the draft that can shoot threes. Spread them out. Might find them another Jokic or something. They're more big over there.
We've made mentions of them a lot. This second West team eliminated. We even have Draymond therapist. The Golden State Warriors sadly were eliminated in the play-in tournament this year. The 2023 champions have had a very disappointing end to the season. Steph, the superstar playing talent that he still is, wasn't able to carry him by himself. Kuminga tried to do something that was wonderful. They found Kuminga. Klay Thompson 0 for 13, 0 points, 30-plus minutes was a horrible blow to look at. There's many questions going into the offseason for this team. Do you keep the trio together? Do you split it up? Do you blow it? Or do you try to retool? What do you do? Questions on Steve Kerr and his coaching. Is he really that good of a coach, or was it just the team was so busted that he got 4 rings out of it? So many questions around the team in this offseason. I'm going to go first to Draymond's therapist. What do the Warriors do this offseason?
The Warriors, I think it's time to let it go. Like, y'all got y'all 4 championships. It's time to break up the bunch. The only player that's really vital to y'all success right now is Steph Curry. I mean, it's just time to move on from Draymond, time to move on from Klay Thompson. I mean, give Kuminga a shot, put him in, give him some more minutes. I would probably trade Andrew Wiggins too. You know what I mean? Get him, I would just revamp the whole roster. It's time. If you gotta be asked for another year just to get back, some money or something, or wait till another solid draft class come around. But yeah, you gotta rebuild. You gotta start over. Like, this team, as currently constructed, is not winning a championship. They are not scaring anybody. Draymond he's been too much of a liability, even when he wasn't already giving you top tier numbers with the antics. Now you got the antics and you still not producing. Klay Thompson 0 for 13 the last game. Nah. Just get rid of Draymond, get rid of Klay, build around Steph, give Kuminga some more minutes. Definitely get some size, because you're going to have to deal with, the Joker for however many next amount of years in the West. So, yeah, just get some size, get rid of Klay and Draymond, give Kuminga more minutes. That's my plan for him.
Zale?
My thing is about this is they have to get. I just stated that everybody in the league is literally 26 and under out of the star teams, from SGA and that team to Minnesota and their team to Boston and their team to. You can't keep old Klay Thompson. You can't keep old Draymond Green. You can't keep Wiggins, who inconsistent, and you're wasting Steph. You got to choose. Either you got 2 choices. You can try to build around Steph and get rid of some of your players. You can try to run it back again, or you just blow the whole thing up and just try to listen. We trying to be the new OKC. You got Kuminga, and he showed up at the end. He was crying the whole season that he wasn't getting minutes, and when you finally give him some, he started getting buckets. So shout out to that. And y'all traded all y'all young team chasing this trophy, and now y'all eliminated in the play-in. So they got to make some decisions, and it depends on what they want. They can't go for it again, but I don't think Klay is it no more. That's the sad thing. Draymond still can perform, but Draymond might randomly choke somebody, and then he kicked out for 6 months. And then Klay just going for 0 for 10, and then playing the worst defense. It ain't even that he just missed shots in that game against Sacramento. They were making it like a layup line when he was guarding him. You can't not play offense and not play defense. You Klay Thompson. and say, "Hey, we're gonna run it back and do it." No, all y'all gonna be a year older. And even though Steph was still on the MVP run, he get a year older. That means it might be even Steph might be less than he was this year. And that means y'all don't even make the play-in because y'all made it by 1 game over Houston. 2 games over Houston. And Houston got better toward the end of the season. So if you try to run it back and Steph less than he was this year, y'all not making the playoff again. Is that what we doing? You might well just retool the whole team. You might well even trade Steph if you're going to not make the playoffs at all. So they got some decisions to make and see who they can get.
I would say they really just need to sit Steph down and be like, look, what do you want for this next season? Because I was already of the mindset that this season was doomed to fail just because of the off-season move. Going to get Chris Paul made absolutely no sense to me. And, it didn't really pan out to be a lot. To be honest, if Kuminga hadn't have blossomed as a secondary scoring option, they might have been a lot of this. So I don't really see a good outlook on the team as constructed currently. Like they have to make pretty big changes. Wiggins they signed to be that secondary scorer that Kuminga ended up being. It just did not pan out there for whatever reason. He's regressed. Clay's regressed even more. It's just. And Steph is 36. Steph is 36 years old. He's not young. Realistically, unless you pull a LeBron, something like that, realistically, Steph got what? 1, maybe 2 good prime years. And then after that, we don't know if he's going to be Steph like that. No. So it's just, you only got so much longer for Steph to be the primary ball scorer, number 1 option that he is, the superstar level talent. Realistically, you only got 1, 2 more years. So you just really have to sit down and be like, look, what do you want? Do you want to just play out the rest of your contract with your boys, don't make play-in or make play-in at best, something like that.
I mean, the Spurs is available with a lot of draft picks. I'm just saying.
Do you really want to compete for a championship? Because if you want to compete for a championship, we're going to have to gut the team. You got to gut the team. Clay can't be here. Or if Clay be here, Clay going to have to be on, veteran minimum contract. Clay can't be here for no real serious contract at all. Because Clay's just not that guy. He already had to get moved back to the bench. And the last 2-3 years, Clay has just not been able to be a number 2, 3 scoring option in playoffs like you need. He just hasn't. So I'm just.
I got a question for y'all. Who has Steve Kerr developed?
Developed? They haven't had any young people to develop in forever.
They had Wiseman. They had a few.
I mean, they didn't develop him well because Wiseman regressed.
They had Wiseman, Kuminga, Moody.
Yeah, they had a few early ones because of trades they made.
Jordan Poole.
They haven't. Jordan Poole was the best developer. He a 6-man, guaranteed. Because we saw him as a starter this year. We saw how that worked out.
They might keep. I said they ride out to something. That's what I say. You just
everybody on that team that's a star. Even the ones that what's his name? What's the center called? All of what's the center they got too? What's his name?
Looney.
Yeah, Looney. All was developed by Mark Jackson. I do want y'all to understand.
I think that you can ask for Steph what you want. If you want to compete, we're gonna have to change this team. And unless Clay is taking a veteran minimum contract, he probably ain't gonna be here this year. Other than that, if you just want to ride out into the sunset, like Maze is saying, you just want to chill out with your boys. You got 4, you good enough with that? Fine. We ain't gonna hold you. Although Kuminga, if I was Kuminga, I'd probably request to leave if I find out they're doing it this year. So it is what it is. But, now, let's go on to the East. Boston is playing the Heat. No Jimmy Butler.
Sweet.
For the foreseeable future with an unfortunate injury during the playing game. I'm gonna be real with you. Just because the Heat has always been a thorn in Boston's side, I'll give them 1. Otherwise, I think they done in 5. I don't really think they know. Nobody is on Boston's level on the Heat squad currently without playoff Butler. I don't really think as much as to say I think they've done in 5. I'm just giving them 1 just because they catch the Heat. Spoelstra is an amazing coach, able to bring out the best out of the little things he has. Good team to play. They done in 5. Draymond.
I mean, Boston, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Jimmy out. Boston, and it's a sweep. I mean, they don't play around with your food. Just get this shit over with. Get Miami out of there. Miami is just I don't know. It's the same thing every year. Get them out there. Boston in 4. Get the brooms.
Get
This-
the broom.
That's all this is. I see. Well, yeah. Maybe. I look at the next series we talking about. But sweet. They have. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all see Miami's half court offense. It is absolutely atrocious. The second Philadelphia in that playing game stopped turning the ball over, we was up plus 20 in the second half, basically. The second we stopped turning, the only way they scored over like almost half of their points. They had like 15 steals and scored like 40 points. Almost all of their points is off turnovers. Because outside of Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler, they can't score in half court. But guess what? They took away Jimmy Butler. How will they score Boston on turn? Only way they get a game if Jaylen Brown decides he's gonna have 10 turnovers again like he did 2 years ago.
Then Tyler Hero decides to go off for dang near 40 or something.
That's what I'm saying. I do not see that happening. I don't think by the way, Monte, they have to have both of them happen at the same time. Tyler Hero have to go for 40 for half court, and Jaylen Brown has to have 10 turnovers, which by the way could happen. Jaylen Brown, he might just be like, we up 3-0. Let me just do some dumb shit. So, but other than that, it's sweet. I don't see
We
no
got
way.
2 5s. We got 2 4 sweeps and a 5 for a gimme for a gentleman's sweep. Either way, nobody believes in me. Let's go to the next one. We have the Orlando Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland has already defeated them once. They're up 1-0 as a result of earlier today with a 97-8 win. Look, I give all respect to the Magic for a nice surprise season. I really didn't expect the Magic to blow up and end up with a top 4 seed. Really didn't. Just keep the theme with you. Y'all did good. That's probably what I did. I don't see Paolo being able to carry it like this. This is the playoff. The whole team's young. Their first playoff run for a lot of them. I'm giving 5. I'm gonna be real with you. I think the Magic get 1. I'm gonna give it 5. I think this is the time where they don't make it too far. I'm gonna give them 5. Give them another star. Another year of experience. I think that's about it. I'm gonna give them 5. If Cleveland play like they should, I'm gonna give them 5. That's it. Cleveland wins the 5. Ollie Hood.
Yeah, I mean, in Paulo we trust. You know what I mean? In Paulo we trust. I'm going with Banchero in the game. You know what I mean? I got the Magic in 7.
Ooh, okay. We got split. We got Cleveland in 5 and the Magic in 7. Zale, you are the deciding factor.
I got Cleveland in 5. Could be 4. I saw today Orlando when they get runs, they make young boy mistakes. And you look at the roster,
It's 7.
the only player they got with any playoff experience
7
is
games.
Joe Ingles. It's Joe Ingles. That's the only person in Orlando with any playoff experience. You go look at Cleveland, you'll see LeVert, who played with that playoff series with Milwaukee with Durant, and he played well in that series. You have Donovan Mitchell, who played with Joe Ingles and was actually a factor when Utah was playing, where Joe Ingles was only time he was a factor is if he played Paul George. I don't know what he is against Paul George, but Joe Ingles just destroys Paul George. But I really do. Oh my God, we really do. I don't see the experience enough, and like I said, Pablo first playoff series. I think he's gonna play well. I think he can pull out one game in Orlando, but they got smacked today. They probably gonna get smacked in game 2. They have a slim chance. I want to say 4, but I'm gonna go 5 because I think they can win one in Orlando. I don't think Cleveland just that good of a road team, so I think they could actually pull one out. But I just think skill wise, the Magic is probably really an 8 seed pretending to be a 5. And that's just because I don't know what's wrong with Indiana, and Philly and B was hurt the whole year, so they really not a 5 seed.
We go up next to some of these controversial ones. Try to get them out the way a little quicker for you, not to spill. We have the Bucks missing Giannis' unfortunate hamstring injury at the worst possible time, going up against their kryptonite for the entire year, those frisky Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton. Boy, this one might define some legacies in more than one way. Oh boy, I'm going to Zale first. Zale, we have Doc Rivers' new team, the Bucks, Dame Lillard, no Giannis going up against Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam. What you got for me?
I'm going with Glenn getting it done at 7. Let's go. Let's give Glenn a little credit before he absolutely be trash. So I'm saying Glenn at 7 because I think Giannis will be back by game 6. I think Milwaukee can pull out some win. Because Indiana, they'll probably end up winning game 1. I think Milwaukee probably get game 2, and then Giannis will probably be back in time to steal a game, and then I think that's how it go. It's hard because, like I said, it's tough without Giannis.
Sensei?
I'm taking Milwaukee in 7. Yeah, I mean, Dame Lillard. Yeah, I mean, it's Dame time. Yeah, I mean, I done seen what Dame could do in the playoffs. I trust Dame more than I trust Doc. He could at least lead Milwaukee to a first round win. You know what I mean? Milwaukee in 7. I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana take the first game, but I'm gonna take Milwaukee in 7 only because I feel like Giannis will be back at some point in time. You know what I mean? So Dame can get him at least 2 wins before Giannis get back. At least 2.
I really want to say Indiana. And if it was Indiana from like the first half of the season, I would pick Indiana in 6. But for some reason, ever since Halliburton got back from that injury, they have not been the same team. They haven't played with the same intensity. Halliburton has been able to put up like he needed to. I don't know what it is. But they just have not been that same team. So it's hard for me to believe in them like that. But not having Giannis is big. Not having Giannis, that's a walking 30, arguably, best player in the world, at least easily top 3, maybe, something like that. And it's hard for me to just believe that I'm gonna go with Dame just pulling up buckets and the crew against your kryptonite who had your number during the season when you had Giannis. If Giannis does not play any game in this series, I'm going Indiana in 7. But if Giannis actually manages to come back and he's somewhere, because the hamstring is really finicky, if Giannis comes back, as far as I think it's a hamstring, if Giannis comes back prior to game 5 or earlier, because I do think the Bucks will at least get 1 or 2 without him. If Giannis can come back by like game 5, something like that, could have to get a little bit of rust off of him. I think the Bucks can carry over in 7. But if Giannis don't come back at all, I think Indiana does. I think they'll get them out, and we'll have some questions about Doc Rivers' decision-making skills. And then finally, we probably have the second most exciting first-round matchup. The 76ers, the fake 7 squad, going up against the Knicks. We do have a 76ers team fan right here in Zale, a mix of Woj and JJ Redick. Right now, currently, they are playing. Let's give you the update. And currently, it is halftime. The Knicks
is 7. We was up 12, and B threw the ball off the glass and caught it himself and dunked, and then hurt his knee. And we been on They've been up. It's been a 24. It's been like a 32-6 run since.
So, 76ers, what you got for me?
Knicks and 7. Listen, Embiid just got hurt, and I'm telling you, we was up 12, and now we down 12. Ever since when the Embiid got hurt, we was up 10. I mean, he threw the ball off the glass, dunked on the dude, dunked on the old boy, and we was up 12, and now we down 12, and Embiid ain't came back in the game. And I'm sorry, ain't no way we win this series without Embiid. But I will change that. I want to put this up if Embiid can come back. But if he hurt, we losing in 6 or 7. I just got to be honest. We are not good without him. I just seen Tyrese Maxey run to the rim and throw up 10 layups in a row and not make one of them full speed. And I'm like, this is terrible. We was up 12 when the show started, by the way. I said the show. We are now down 12 by the time the show ended.
Hollywood.
When the show ended, we have switched completely from up 12 when the show started to down 12 by the time the show ended.
Hollywood saved me.
As a Philly nigga, of course I'm a rock with the Sixers. You know what I mean? If Embiid is available next game,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll take the Sixers in 7. But if Embiid is missing multiple games, the Knicks winning in 6, maybe 5. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Tyrese Maxey, but he not beating Jalen Brunson by himself. Like, I mean, it's just not happening. You know what I mean? So if Embiid is there, Philly at 7. If not, I take the Knicks in 5 or 6.
I want y'all to understand this before I say this, though. Embiid left who was up 12, and that was like the beginning of the second quarter. He had 18 points. They had no answer for this man. And if he play, we win in 7. If he can't play, we losing in probably 6 or 7. This man is that much of a factor for this team. To the point they were fighting for the 1 seed with Boston, and he was averaging 37 points a game in 29 minutes to going to the play-in game. That's how far a difference it was. And matter of fact, they was in the 9th seed until he came back and willed them to the 7th seed.
Man, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you.
Why did he have to dunk on him like this? Why did he dunk on him?
Embiid is a matchup nightmare for them, especially because they don't have Randall. So without Randall, they don't really have that big body star presence down low anyway to even mess with Embiid. So Embiid would have been a nightmare for them. But no Embiid, no Randall basically means that it's Maxey versus Brunson. Maxey ain't there yet. So if it's Maxey versus Brunson, they're down in 5. It's basically Brunson. It will be Maxey and Tobias Harris we trust. And Buddy Hield have to get you 30. That's nasty work. So I'll be real. If Embiid can't go, they done in 5. I'm just gonna be real because I think Brunson's gonna have a field day. And their team is pretty solid. They were able to fight for a 2 seed even without Rondo. So I think they're done in 5. Now, if Embiid comes back there, he can play. I really think they will win in 6. Even losing game 1, if they was to lose game 1, if Embiid is able to come back and play the entire series, I think they win in 6. Because they just have no answer for Embiid at all whatsoever. He just have to feel there. He probably scored 37 average. So if he can't go, I think they're done in 5. But and like I said, we do have 2 other teams that was eliminated on this other side. First and foremost, we have the team that's basically been in limbo for the last 4 years. It's those Chicago Bulls, DeMar DeRozan, another disappointing end to the season, giving it his all. Even though they said 22 playoffs, it happened then too. It's happening again now. They are eliminated in the play-in. The Bulls have been in this flux of if and maybe the entire time they've had DeRozan, Zach LaVine with the injury things. I'm gonna be real with you. I think they just need to blow it. They just need to blow up everything. DeRozan should have left 2 years ago and went to the Lakers.
Blow it up and give it to Kobe White.
He should have blew it up. So I really think just blow it up at this point. It's over with. Split off everybody, get some draft picks, start from scratch. I'm sorry, I think it's over with. Wonderful franchise, but they have not been able to find their same magic ever since. Hollywood, what you got for me?
Bulls, yeah, they just need to, they got to revamp. I don't know if they got a ton of money in cap space or to do something in free agency, but I would definitely move off of DeRozan, move off of Zach LaVine, move off of Vucevic. That didn't work out. Get rid of all 3 of them. You know what I mean? Build around Kobe White or whatever, and then see what you can get. But yeah, the team is currently constructed. They ain't gonna be nothing but a playoff team. I mean, a play-in team. So, I would get Zach LaVine out of there, get Vucevic out of there, and let DeRozan walk. And just start over.
Kobe White.
I really they just blow it up. Just blow it up. Keep the young people.
Kobe White.
Zell, what you got for me?
Like I said, I agree with everybody. Just make the team around Kobe White. He the only one in the playoffs that showed up anyway. He dropped 42 for y'all against the Hawks. Just say everybody, all y'all rest y'all can go. We're gonna try to build around Kobe White, try to get another star, try to do what OKC do and try to draft well. We in Chicago, so we probably could get a few free agents. Ain't like we're in Milwaukee or somewhere that nobody want to go. So let's see what we can do. Kobe White, people like playing with him. So
speaking of a team that's been in the flux and the if, running back again, Atlanta done another year, another disappointing loss for Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. I ain't gonna hold you. I really want to say the same thing for Atlanta. Blow it up and be done with it. Let Murray go. If Murray want to stay there, you can let DeJounte Murray go. Because strangely, they played better when Trae Young wasn't in the lineup. So if Murray wants to stay, let Murray stay. Outside of that, if he don't, blow it up, bro. Go ahead and trade Trae Young. It's not working out. Trae Young just not making the team better like that. His style don't really mesh. Blow it up. If nothing else, let Trae Young walk. Not walk. Trade him. I really know the who and know hear all the Spurs money, but I don't really see him. And
Man, Pop
don't
gonna
really see
have
him
Pop gonna
meshing
tell him.
well.
I bet he don't shoot that with Pop though.
I don't really see him meshing well with Wembanyama unless he changes up his whole style. But the way Atlanta is right now, it's not going. It's not working. Trade Trae Young, maybe keep Murray because Murray is young, and just go from that. But it's not
Trae
working.
don't fit nowhere else but San Antonio, to be honest.
It's not working right.
He sure can't play with the Lakers.
Or that's another one. Lakers wouldn't mind taking a crack at him, but I don't think that's gonna work out in no way, shape.
LeBron will never in his life let this man dribble that ball that much.
Hollywood.
He'll be
Well,
Mario
Atlanta.
Thomas to LeBron them, and he'll just diss him every
Atlanta, you went from Eastern Conference Finals to play-in. You know what I mean? Obviously, the team, that core is not working. You know what I mean? DeJounte Murray, y'all brought him in
too little.
thinking that was going to elevate you to the next level, and it actually did not. Like, you know what I mean? It might be time to move off of Trae Young. Like, you know what I mean? You know, might be time to let him walk and go somewhere else, you know. But other than that, I don't like the makeup of this team. You got your team is led by two small guards. You know what I mean? You need Capella needs, you know, you to lob him the ball for him to be effective offensively. And then who else do you have out there? DeAndre Hunter? Like he's okay. You know what I mean? But who else? Who else do you have? DeAndre Hunter, Sadiq Bey. You know what I mean? They okay. They're not players that's going to lead you to a championship. Like, you know what I mean? So I think it's time to either move off of one of them guards, either Trae Young or DeJounte Murray. Like, it didn't work. I mean, maybe get Capella out of there too. You know what I mean? Just start over. If they got money in free agency, go at somebody. If not, try and make a trade and make something happen. But the team is currently constructed. They're just going to be floating above that play-in line. You know what I mean? They're not going nowhere else.
And finally, we have Zale, Atlanta.
Listen, get Trae. The only team Trae makes sense going to that can actually afford Trae would be San Antonio. Again, it's Pop. You don't have to make him Tony Parker and say, "Hey, you shoot that. You come to the bench. Don't shoot that dumbass shot. Don't hold the ball too long. You run this pick and roll, and you throw lobs until we can get Wemby one-on-one, and then we ice on. That's the game plan. You're going to Tony Parker, Tim Duncan this, and you better not try nothing else. You better run around screens and do. When Wemby got the ball, you become Steph Curry and you run around circles. That's what you do. This is his team. Nobody else. I don't want you to even think this your team when you come here. That's all I want to know. And then if he do that, it work perfect in San Antonio because he can't pass whenever he ain't trying to dribble the clock out. But he's a really good passer. And then Wemby can make up for his defense because Wemby is a amazing help defender and on-ball defender at the same time. I mean, he's 7'5", and he's not injury-prone, so we're thankful for that. But he can't – I don't know. Where is he going? Minnesota don't want him. Why would we want him? No. We ain't taking the ball in hand. LA, LeBron will never let him play on his team. He will never dribble the ball with LeBron. He better sit in the corner and shoot three when LeBron on the court, and he ain't going to like that.
They've had rumors of looking at Trae Young, when they're looking for their third star. They've had rumors of
they can have rumors. LeBron won't be there. LeBron moving on if Trae doing that. LeBron might be the one playing with the Spurs if that happens. I'm just saying, if Trae Young in LA, he is. LeBron ain't never played with a point guard that dribble up because he refused to. People say Kyrie, but Kyrie can be a spot up shooter. Kyrie's shown that, but he doing it right now with Luka until Luka wins. You know what I'm saying? They meshing because people say they surprised, but he meshed with LeBron too. Kyrie
decided to take the lesser role. He did.
Yeah, so he know how to do that. Trae Young ain't never did that. He ain't never had to do that. And the way he shoot three from half court, Kyrie never shot three from half court. That means he got a little ego to him. It's only Philly, and if he can't play with Philly, he got to go to a sorry team who just want to start to bring in tickets, and they ain't gonna win nothing.
Well, I think that'll do it. Our first round evaluation today.
So I was coming in here talking shit.
Because we got some updates. Joel done went down in the game. We gotta see some updates on there. We gotta look at the Lakers game. So we ain't gonna hold y'all. You like
Well,
Well, I mean, Monterey's out, but Joel is out right now. I mean,
I'm so sad. I went from hype.
crazy?
I want y'all to understand how I came on this show.
If you don't,
I came on this show expecting this Doc Rivers, and I barely talked about Doc Rivers now because I'm sad.
yeah, because the Joel news. We're gonna hope it's not
I'm
a
so
season
sad.
Joel.
Please.
Otherwise,
I'm so-
we got games to watch. We'll check in with us again. It'll be another show, another update for second round, possibly. Got to get predictions after we look at. We got to let at least everybody get a game under their belt before we can make some predictions for the championship, the finals. Even though you clearly see the three teams that we're gonna be representing, so we ain't got to say about that. Otherwise, we'll give it a game or so. Might be back next week. Another sports update. Appreciate y'all watching. Draymond, therapist. Where can they sign on for your service?
yeah, man, you could, if you need some counseling, some therapy, you can hit me up. At Hollywood_Sensei.
Can you help Joel?
At all social media platforms. Follow the What It Sound Like podcast. Also, fuck with the Blurred Cartel. You know what I mean?
And of course, Zell, where can they find you?
Looking for a physical therapist for Joel Embiid. Just so I can I need Indiana to win so I can slander Doc Rivers because my confidence is way down from when I started the show.
Yeah.
I am very sad right now. You can find me at Overall 99 Media. There you go. You see the sign right there. Or I'll be that news. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope y'all like the new camera and everything. I hope y'all enjoy it. I'm trying to upgrade. Got to just changing some stuff around. You know what I'm saying? Just something for y'all. I do appreciate y'all. Make it make sense. The podcast. Not the other one, not the other dude. The podcast.
Yeah, this one right here.
Dude.
This one right here, of course. You look at this insignia, make it make sense. The podcast. We here every Saturday, letting you know what's going on. Hot in the media, hot everywhere. The important thing to you. We appreciate y'all for joining. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much. Yeah.